Amazon.com just removed over a dozen products out of concerns that they were offensive to Muslims. The Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR, the nation's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organization, asked the online retailer last week to remove the products which included doormats, bath mats, and other items imprinted with Islamic calligraphy and references to the Prophet Muhammad and Scripture. The products, which were being sold by independent merchants on Amazon's website, are deemed offensive because they, quote, would be stepped on or otherwise disrespected by customers, CAIR said in their statement. I mean, what's next? Is Amazon gonna stop selling bacon because it's against their religion to eat it? Amazon does sell bacon, by the way, like this package of fully cooked 72 slices of bacon, which is packed with so many preservatives it doesn't need to be refrigerated. Maybe they should stop selling this bacon-printed duct tape, too, because just the sight of bacon might trigger them. Anything to not offend the precious Muslims, right? Meanwhile, slandering and defaming Christ is cool and cutting edge. Amazon doesn't seem to have a problem selling this CD titled, well, you could just read that for yourself, which includes cover art of a naked woman sticking a crucifix up her, well, you know what. But at least Amazon's not banning books. Oh wait, what's this? Anti-LGBT children's book banned from Amazon? Yes, it's true, and thank you to whoever posted on my Facebook wall about this a few months ago, because nobody's reporting on this story other than a few random unknown blogs. The book is titled No Dress for Timmy, and it's about a Christian boy in elementary school who refuses to go along with the teacher's leftist agenda, who's pushing the transgender ideology on the class. The LGBT advocate group Family Rhetoric apparently stumbled across the listing on Amazon when they were searching for LGBT children's books, and they got so upset that they started lobbying Amazon to ban the book, and then last July they posted this on their Facebook page, bragging that they did it. You did it, friends. The link to No Dress for Timmy is not working. Amazon took down the book. It's gone. I declare this a victory. Thank you. So Amazon has already opened that door, and this is probably just one of numerous Christian books that have offended the LGBT community, and so Amazon has censored it. And I have a feeling that it may not be long before other books like those from Ann Coulter or me are also digitally burned. What if? Adios, America. The left plan to turn our country into a third world hellhole? That's racist. Liberalism, find a cure? Are you saying that I have a disease? Don't you know that making fun of people with diseases is already a violation of the terms of service of all major social media and tech companies, sir? Buy it while you can, guys, because we're in uncharted territory, and things are getting more Orwellian by the day. And speaking of books, the New York Times bestseller list isn't actually a list of the best-selling books. In fact, they exercise some editorial control, and it's more of a curated list. That way they can prevent the book from becoming a prestigious #1 New York Times bestseller by bumping it down a few notches and placing other books over top of it, even though they've sold less copies that week. Or they'll just leave some books off the list entirely, even though they're selling more copies than the books that are included on the list, like they did a few years ago with Ted Cruz's book. Or like they did a few months ago when Sloppy Daniels' book came out, when they included it on the bestseller list, but not David Limbaugh's Jesus is Risen, Paul in the Early Church, even though it had sold more copies than Sloppy's book that week. So not only is the New York Times filled with fake news, but the New York Times bestseller list is also fake. I think you'll also be interested to learn that the CIA's covert propaganda program, Operation Mockingbird, which was uncovered in a 1975 congressional hearing, which proved that the Central Intelligence Agency was paying large sums of money, millions of dollars a year, under the table to editors and journalists at all the major media outlets in order to act as gatekeepers and propagandists. Operation Mockingbird is what we would call the deep state today, and the congressional report into their activities reveals that not only did they have the editors and journalists at most major media outlets in their pocket, but they're also paying and subsidizing publishing houses to publish books. Their official report reads on page 193, quote, "Books differ from all other propaganda media primarily because one single book can significantly change the reader's attitude and action to an extent unmatched by the impact of any other single medium. This is, of course, not true of all books at all times and with all readers, but it is true significantly often enough to make books the most important weapon of strategic long-range propaganda. According to the Chief of Covert Action Staff, the CIA's clandestine handling of book publishing and distribution could A. get books published or distributed abroad without revealing any U.S. influence by covertly subsidizing publications or booksellers. B. Get books published which should not be contaminated by any overt tie-in with U.S. government. C. Get books published for operational reasons regardless of commercial viability. The report literally goes on for pages detailing how the CIA funded and helped publish countless books for propaganda purposes, which explains all that tabloid trash that was published in the last 2 years after Donald Trump won the 2016 election, and which were hyped up by the mainstream media as must-read, cutting-edge, powerful exposés. There's a whole chapter, by the way, in my book, The True Story of Fake News, on Operation Mockingbird, so I hope you guys will pick up a copy on Amazon.com or download the ebook onto your tablet or your e-reader. And if you're not a reader, I hope you go to markdice.com and get one of my awesome shirts to help support the channel, like the new Pocahontas 2020 shirt, or the vintage Abraham Lincoln Trump shirt, or any of my awesome designs, which are all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, or a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well.